Hello, this is Andrew from Trend Following Mentor. What I'd like to talk to you about that it always seems to come up in trading psychology is the fear. Not just the greed, the fear. People have all kinds of fear, and they seem to try to basically put too much efforts or emphasis to avoid losses because of this fear. So this issue of this video that I want to talk to you about is how to really control yourself and understand how to overcome fear. And I'll tell you how I do it. I've been trading for 18 years. I'm a professional trader. And basically, it's not that complicated to me. What I do is when I put on a trade, I'm doing it as per a complete plan. I know exactly what the signal is. I know exactly where the trade doesn't work. And what I do is I'm risking no more than 1% of my account on the trade. What does that really mean? Let's say I have a $100,000 account. I'm going to risk $1,000. That's 1% of my account. I'm accepting the risk that I can lose, and I probably will lose $1,000 on this trade. Because I put a trade on, I know it doesn't have to work. This is the difference. Many traders think when they put on a trade, it has to work. I know that any trade is 50-50. I know, as a trend follower, that most of my trades don't work. What I also know is there's only four possibilities when I trade. I can have a big loss. I put on a stop immediately in the market. And also, I'll tell you this, there's no guarantee with that either. We can have a limit move. We can have a gap move. And it can take my stop out and cost me much more than 1%. But what's happened most of the time is I have a lot of small losses and I have a lot of small profits. And the reality is, let's say out of 100 trades, I might have 3, 4, 5 in a year that are really big winners. That's it. And it's not a high win ratio. That's a bunch of nonsense, like baseball. So when I put on a trade, I say to myself, how much is this going to cost me to see if it's going to work? Not with the anticipation it has to work. That's not reality. I accept the risk. I'm willing to risk this $1,000. I can be wrong, or not even right or wrong, it has nothing to do with it. It's just basically the trade doesn't have to work. It cannot work in a row 100 times. I doubt that, but anything is possible when we're trading. There's no guarantees. The only certainty is uncertainty. So how do you overcome your fear? You undertrade. You realize that you're risking money when you put on a trade. There's no guarantee it has to work. When you're risking amount of money, it's amount of money that you're comfortable losing on the trade. If you're not comfortable losing, let's say $5,000 on a trade, don't put the trade on. Don't put that much risk on. It's stupid. Risk what you're comfortable. What does it mean for me? I know where my entry is, and I know where the trade doesn't work. Basically on the methodology that I trade. So I measure that. I figure out how many shares or contracts I can put on. And it's like, let's see what happens. That's the attitude. Release yourself from the fear. Because fear will bind you and grind you, and you'll make a lot of mistakes. The only way you're going to avoid really, let's say, being part of the 90% of the traders that fail is you have to develop a trading plan that you can follow, that you believe in, that you're not going to jump around on. And then you have to realize that there's nothing perfect, that many times these trades just don't work, and that's fine, as long as you keep the losses small. This is what trend following is. This is what I teach at trendfollowingmentor.com. I invite you to come to the site. It's trendfollowingmentor.com. There's a free 40-page book on trend following you can download. It's free. As well as I have a book coming out next month in December called The Bible of Trend Following. It teaches you a lot. And I wrote this book actually for my children, and I gave it to some colleagues that are some pretty good-sized money managers, and they thought, wow, this is the greatest book. And you can go to my website. You can read the foreword of the book from some of these guys. So I invite you to learn how to trend follow. I invite you to start trading. The other thing is trading's not for everybody. I mean, there's no guarantees. There's always going to be losses. There's always going to be long periods you don't make money. But then the flip side of it is that there are periods that you do make money. So again, I thank you. This is Andrew from TrendFollowingMentor.com. Thank you.